Hello world, it is J-Bob, the video game slob. Whoa, dropping the camera on you. Look at how dark it is down here. This is what happens when you don't pay the light bill because you're a slob. You have packing materials all over everywhere, Legos all over everywhere, all sorts of wires in all sorts of disarray. So that's what it's like when you're J-Bob, the video game slob. But I wanted to come back at you with a dirty couch here and show you some of the junk that I've been picking up through the Christmas holiday and see what kind of good deals I got. Now, I've been doing some shipping, I've been doing some pickups, and unfortunately did not make it on camera, and some really cool stuff, unfortunately. I know I missed, like last week or 2 weeks ago, the JVC XI on camera, and I was pretty sad about that. I'm pretty sure I missed the Intellivision 2, which is just something that you don't see every day on camera either. Unfortunately, I happened to get sick kind of twice over Christmas, and so that wasn't super awesome. But some other things came up, and so at least I got some deals, and I'll get them on camera. I don't get video games for Christmas or anything like that from the family or my wife or anything like this, because I get crap like this in all the time, and so who needs it from other people, because I have more stuff than anybody can imagine. So just coming at you, letting you know kind of what I found, and let you guys know where the tips and the tricks are. And so hopefully you'll let me know in the comments if any of this kind of stuff is some deals that you've taken advantage of, or after you've heard about it, if you go ahead and sign up for these things and see if you can find some of these deals. So the first thing here is a bunch of modern systems, as you can tell. And so, some of the viewers here, if you have a keen eye, we'll probably notice that Splasher is, let's see if I can get this to focus right. You can see at the top there, LR, oh, come on, phone camera. Well, I don't think we're going to win with this, but LR stands for limited run games. And so what's really cool about these is that these came from Gamefly. So you might know Gamefly.com as the people who sell, well, I shouldn't say sell, but like rent you through the mail, sort of like an old school Netflix was back when you mailed discs to and from Netflix. Well, Gamefly does the same thing. And so I was with Gamefly all the way back in 2005 as an actual customer, because back then you could pay $2 a month or something like this after the discount. So for $2 a month, I got, I think, one game a month. And so with shipping there and back, that usually meant that I could beat a game, mail it back, and I'd get about 4 games a month, which is still impressive. But for $2 a month, that meant I got a lot of achievement points, which was super cool to me back in 2005 and 2006. So the thing is, after they raised their prices and all this, and I cooled to the idea of wasting $50 a year, which was much more once they raised their fees, but I kept the account. And so what was also cool even back then is they would sell games sometimes at a discount, but now it's something that they do even more. And I've probably been doing this side of things for 5 to 8 years. I can't even remember. But going on their flash sales or their clearance sales, and this was their end of the year sale. So what they do is they take games that just aren't getting checked out that much anymore, and they sell them. And so usually the ratings are bad, but that doesn't always mean that they suck, and it doesn't always mean that they're not valuable. The problem is you could probably make a bunch of fake accounts. I don't really mess with it that much, but you can't get a bunch of quantity. But still, this is the first time I've ever seen them sell their limited run games. And so I got in early on limited run, and I would buy duplicates and sell off the original and virtually get the second game for free or very cheap. But as things kept going, that got harder to do. And so after the first couple dozen games, I just stopped doing that. So I've missed out on a bunch of them, and Splasher was one of those limited run games that I didn't have. And so I ended up adding these. And so they varied in price. I think that, and all these are free shipping, and this is how they come from Gamefly, by the way. So a lot of people always ask, are they beat up? Do they come with the original cases? Yeah, they come with the original cases. The cases are mint. The game discs always look super nice. So there's no worries there. So I think Splasher was maybe $12.99. Iron Cryptical was kind of on the higher end for $24.99. It's one of those ones I didn't buy originally. Oh, there you go. Limited run games 151. But I probably should have, because it's sort of a RPG-ish twin stick shooter, and I love shooters, shoot 'em ups, and I love dungeon crawlers. So I probably should have bought this when it came out. But even still, $24.99 is cheaper than I could have got it through limited run games. So I did really good by waiting on it, and it's not sealed, so I don't have to, theoretically worry about devaluation or anything like that. And so there's the, in case you're wondering how to, if you're ever looking at an ad, and all you see is spines, notice if it's limited run games, look at the LR on the side, because you won't recognize it from the front. All you can notice is the side and the logo on the back. So that one is $24.99. I think the other ones, I think like Kill the Bad Guy was maybe $8 or something like this. This was under 10 anyway. And again, they don't charge tax and or do they charge tax? Yeah, they do charge tax, I think, but no shipping. This one was one I skipped out on because it just said it wasn't extremely deep in terms of how many hours of gameplay, and to pay $30 for something like this was a little beyond my capacity. So I just let that go, and I'm glad I did because the market went down. Like $13 for Oregon Trail, and I love Oregon Trail, and so the spoof on it was something that made me want to pick it up. I mean, it looked pretty sweet. And this one actually, I think, sells above its weight. I think this is like a $35 game. So this one packs a punch in terms of value. But unfortunately, not that I'm collecting the LRG set. I usually only collect the ones I like, but at the rate that these were, yeah, I'll keep picking them up. Because, for instance, like Serial, which is an RPG 16-bit that I already had, this was, again, $12.99. But it sells for like $20, which is still pretty cheap for a 16-bit RPG, but it was only limited to 2,000 copies. And so to get a game that's limited to 2,000 copies, although, if I can sell it for $20, I'll make a couple dollars and get some of the other games I have a little cheaper. It's not something I mind sitting on and just investing in. It's like any LRG game you can get for $13. Really doesn't seem like it's ever going to go down, especially in RPG. And as long as this sort of retro graphic, retro bit style stays popular, and I don't see why it won't, I don't think those are a bad thing to get. So this might actually go to the local game store as a favor to him, because he likes RPGs. So we'll see if he has it or not. This was just a cheap one. I forget what this was. I don't know if it was under 10 anyway. It didn't have the greatest reviews, but, as you can see there, it had this sort of horror theme. Blood is thicker than water. You can kind of see the dark graphics, gothic horror adventure series thing. So usually, horror type games, things like this, tend to sell well on the secondary market, especially years later. And so, it was just something I took a chance on. It might be terrible, it might not be fun, and it might go down in value by half and only be worth $4 or something, but I'm only out $4 if that's the case. And so it was just something I took a chance on. It's just some of those weird titles like that I always just like to pick up and take a look at. Shining, I should probably do a retrospective on Shining. I feel like I only ever get through pickup videos. But someday, if I do have time to just film and take a day off, and, well, I did take days off for Christmas, but was sick through them all. But if I do have spare time, I'll do some retrospective videos. So I try to really get any of the Shining series when I find them. So this one is $15, which is probably not a great price, although it's well under the market price on eBay when I bought it. It is nice that it's 4K enhanced for the Xbox One X, kind of always probably will be a nice thing about it. But I don't know, monster fighting, all that kind of crap, Japanesey, you see the visuals, you know what I'm looking at. So, it is what it is. So, I don't know. I picked it up, $15, maybe a little splurge, but I like to have everything in that series. So, there we go. Last oddball from the video game store. This was a pickup through Loot Crate, or the people who, let's see, not working out so well. The Loot Company, or the people, whatever that's called, Loot Industries, I have no idea. This is way harder to get out of the packaging than I expected. This is a total fail of the video. There we go. So, Earthworm Jim, the Lunchbox, metal, as you can see, clanks around. A little bit of a ding there from shipping, but it came that way. And so what are you going to do? I paid $5 for it. Well, I didn't really pay $5, but I took $5 off trade. So I don't know, figure that out. $2.50 or $3 is probably what I had in cash value into it. But there you go. So I picked that up. I have a kind of a Lunchbox collection, and I should probably make a video on the Lunchboxes of the J. Bob the Video Game Slob collection. So I don't even know how many that would be. I think I'm at a half dozen video game Lunchboxes. So Meijer, giving myself away here because Meijer is a regional chain. But Meijer does some decent sales, clearancing out their Legos from time to time. And so there were 2 of these sets that a buddy picked up for me. He said, hey, I'm at Meijer, and they're clearancing out Legos, and sent me a picture of the 2 sets. And I said, yeah, let's pick them all up. And so he took 1 of each set, and I took the remainder. So I have 2 of this set. Aquaman's coming out on video, so maybe this will be cool, or people will sort of be more into it at this point. So I'm going to get these up and hopefully get them sold. As you can see, $10 to the 197 pieces is a really good price per piece sort of market. And it's superheroes, so they tend to always have their value. So hopefully I'll make a few bucks out of these. You don't need to make a bunch of money every time. You just keep making a little money from time to time, and you'll get free stuff, and that's a good way to build a collection. So this one is the price on there. Yep, $25 for 550 pieces. It's Star Wars. I still have the Star Wars things that I need to sell from my vintage collection, so adding more Star Wars pieces to it constantly helps. I've had it listed only once, but I've gotten so many, and I haven't even had all of them, just the few that I've actually went through and put online. I get a bunch of comments. Nobody really willing to buy yet, but you get a ton of action on them, so I don't really think I'm going to have any problem getting over on this one. So Lego market, if you're really not familiar, and this video is already going way long, usually you want to be at like 10 cents a piece. So a 550 piece one like this in the stores, well, to be honest with you, it'd probably be like $60 in the store, but generally if you follow the guideline, it'd be like $55. And so $25 is like a crazy price on these. And Star Wars, again, will always sort of sell. And generally you want better pieces than this with the stormtroopers and these kind of people. General Hux isn't really going to go too far probably for desirability, but anything Star Wars will hold its value and do well. So I'm going way too long. I'm rambling probably from the leftover fevers and all these kind of things. Buying was generally kind of slow in person. It was really great for the 2 days before Christmas. And I just, like I said, I missed getting some of those filmed before I got them sold and already shipped out. But it's kind of been slow Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the day after. So I had 3 days in a row, which is rare for me, where I didn't buy anything. So be patient. I hope to get some more videos out. Maybe some cool stuff will be coming in the mail. I still have some more Gamefly stuff that didn't arrive in that order. So I'm out. Thank you for watching me, YouTube. We'll talk to you later.